Alright, it's Cinco de Mayo, and I'm about to just like skip the whole video thing and go straight for the tequila because nothing I have touched today has turned out right. It's actually my third attempt at this. I'm attempting to make chicken enchiladas, and only because this is so super easy and really simple and extra loaded with butter fat. Am I going to continue? Okay, deep breath. In my skillet over medium-high heat, I have a couple of cloves of garlic. Actually, I have about 4 cloves of garlic that are all minced up. I have one of those little cans of chilies, and you can get however much hot you want. And I have 1 jalapeno pepper that I took the seeds and the membrane out and I minced up. Now, if you like it hotter, and this is going to be a very creamy version of enchilada. So, the cream and the cheesy and the cream cheese and all the other stuff, it's going to cut the heat like crazy. If you want yours spicier, you can use pepper jack cheese instead of the Monterrey Jack that I have. You can use serrano peppers. You can add more jalapenos. You can do all kinds of stuff. But I have a couple kids that pitch fits if I get it too spicy. Was that you on camera?
Yes. I'm also the one that complained about it being spicy.
Yeah, can you at least say excuse me?
I'm sorry, guys. Excuse me.
Alright, so I have 8 ounces of cream cheese, and I happen to buy cream cheese. Put that Hershey bar back, young lady. I buy cream cheese in giant blocks at the warehouse store. So mine looks a little odd. You would simply buy one of the regular human size kind of versions. Now, it looks a bit odd as well because I've let it sit out to come to room temperature because we want it to melt and get silky in our sauce. So 8 ounces of cream cheese. And when you're doing this, this is the not fun part, and I'll probably just cut the camera. You just smush it, okay? One final thing I'm going to do real quick, and then I'm going to let it all simmer together and get silky. We're going to add about 4 cups of chicken to this. And so earlier I poached off some boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I've got this strained poaching liquid from that. So you can use chicken broth, you can use the poaching liquid. Don't use water, that'd be yucky.
What's the difference between poaching and
chicken broth?
Yeah.
Not a whole lot, really, except in this case I simply have a little salt, a little pepper, and the chicken. Normally if you're making broth, you also add carrot, and onion, and celery, and peppercorns, and some other stuff. But this is going to give us the chickeny flavor, and it's going to make our sauce nice and loose. Okay, and there's your lesson.
Yeah.
Well, we only want about half a cup, okay?
Can I have your headphones on?
Alright, so I'm going to go smack around on my kids. I'm going to let my cream cheese melt. I'm going to let all of this come together in one nice silky package, and I'll show you what it looks like next.
And help me finish my paper on
and
Odysseus.
Your paper on Odysseus, right?
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Everything's all melted together. Does that show? See? It's not beautiful, but that's exactly what you want it to look like. Okay? Alrighty. Alrighty. Now, I've turned the heat off because we're going to add... I'm not throwing it all over the place. I think when I wrote the recipe, I did it for 2 cups. I'm pretty sure I got twice that amount of cheese. Cannot tell you how many possible things I've screwed up. This is Monterrey Jack. Like I said, you can use pepper jack if you like to. I actually used a Mexican blend. You know, they sell those in the store. It's pre-shredded. I don't buy those very often, but this time it was on sale. And I have about 4 cups of chicken. Now, if you've got leftover chicken, or leftover turkey, or leftover pulled pork, it's really good, you go ahead and use that. In this case, I had about 6 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can also do a chicken breast, but you're going to pay a lot more money. Unless you pull it off pull the skin off and bone it yourself. Alright, so this just simply gets stirred together. Oh yeah, nice and stringy. Love it. Alright, give me just a second, and I'm going to show you how to start rolling your tortillas up, and then we're just going to slather the whole thing with cream, because we can. Now, normally you want to use a 9x13 dish, and of course this happens to be the week when I took all 4 of my 9x13 dishes to work, and that's apparently where I left them, so we have a little dish, but it's okay, because I'm going to show you the trick. Take your tortillas, and I've got whole wheat tortillas. You know, the spinach tortillas, which really have about that much spinach, so you're not really going to get them for the health reasons, but they're pretty. They also taste good, so you might want to think about this. I'm just taking my tortilla stack, And I'm cutting one end off. And that's alright because I'm going to saute these up with a little oil and I'm going to make little tortilla crispies to go on something because I can. I think that's my mantra tonight. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to do the first one. And then I'll roll up the second and show you the next step. So you just want a nice big fat spoonful, ooh, look, drippy cheese. And right down the middle, can you see that? Right down the middle. Don't worry, I was having an argument with my nephew about these are not the kind of thing that you're going to roll up and then pick up. You know, this is a casserole, and you're going to simply transfer them, just like that, okay? So you could do the whole tuck the end under, which is kind of what happens with the burrito, so that you can pick it up and eat it that way, but, oh, wow, that's really good. Anyway, but you don't have to do the tuck and roll thing. It doesn't make any sense with this one. All right, so I'm gonna get these rolled up and all laid out for you, and I'll show you the next step. I cannot believe this came out as even as it did. Maybe my life is changing. Right. Okay, so because I have a smaller casserole dish, this is an 8.5 by 11 over here. I'm having to squish and make do with my little baby. I used that back when I was a married person, when there was just two of us, and I'm just gonna shut up. Okay. All right. So the rest of your cheese. Oh, actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I take the cream. Now you can use evaporated milk if you want to. You're not gonna use absolute tons. You're gonna use maybe, well, in a 9 by 13 dish, you actually only use about half a cup. So I don't know, maybe half a cup to 2/3 with these two dishes. You're just giving something that's going to help form a sauce. Okay, I'm going to cover these in cheese, and they're going to go into a 350-degree oven. You know the drill. We'll be back. Okay, so we've had half an hour at 350 degrees. Now, last couple minutes, all I did was I moved these guys up to the top rack, and I turned on the broiler. The casserole itself was already bubbling hot all the way through. I just wanted to kind of give that final hint of golden brown across the top, and those are perfect. And that's my dishwasher. Hang on, that's loud and stupid, and man, okay, okay, I swear I'll get with that, I promise. Alrighty, so I'm going to show you all what these look like. In an ideal world, which we don't have, we'd let these rest for just a few minutes, and it kind of helps everything go, you know, and stick together and what have you. But I know from experience that because I have hungry children stalking me, if I don't get these out of here, I'll show you what they look like. Ooh, look. Oh, wow. Cheesy. Wow. Yeah. Alright, that was just fun. Okay, so now back here, just a bit of cilantro, which I didn't put in the recipe, but you know, knock yourself out. It's one of the iconic flavors of Latin American cuisines. So I feel like it's okay in my book. And because I love you and I can't experiment on you, let's see what we did. Oh yeah, get a little, run it under the broiler just for a minute or two. Gives a nice little crunch to the edges of your tortillas, which is a great contrast with the whole creamy thing. I'm gonna burn my mouth. It's like eating that bite of pizza. Mmm. 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 Oh, y'all. That's worth burning your mouth full. Alright, so creamy chicken enchiladas. Try this. You saw how easy it is. You'll like me. You love me for it.